Hello, fellow pirates, and welcome back to Dreadlock Gaming. Today I'm coming at you with another build. It's a new build. It's a junk build. It's a flooding build. I've used it pretty much on everything. I've used it on fights with Lee. I've used it against La Peste. I've used it in hostile takeovers. And it works great. Now, the type of build it is, it's a flooding build. It is a stationary, very tanky flooding build. It uses carronades. I know carronades were never popular up until they buffed them. They're pretty good now. I like it. I like the extra flooding damage that they give. Let's go over the build. Let's see if there's something that I might be able to do. Well, I'm not going to finish with that. Maybe by the time I'm done going over the build, Lee will be back up and I can go out and show you what it looks like against Lee. I've soloed Lee with it easily. I know Lee is soloable. I've soloed the La Peste that is currently up with it. It's a good build. I like it. Now let's check it out. Now, it is a fully upgraded junk. And it's a tank specialized against bracing, excels at tanking. What makes this so good is the provoke and the endure. When you taunt anything within 200 yards that is attacking you, you taunt. And whenever taunt is applied with this ship, they become vulnerable, 50% increased weak point damage. And you get increased brace strength by 150% and increased recovery by 25%. Endure. You receive 2% less damage per attack each time incoming damage is brace. This effect can stack up to 20% and expires if no damage has been braced in the last 12 seconds. Inflicts taunt charges on hostile targets within 125 meters while bracing against hits. So, as long as something is attacking you, you're creating taunt, which reduces or makes them more vulnerable. It increases your brace strength. It increases your brace recovery, and it reduces the amount of damage that you take. So the more stuff that's attacking you, the more or the less damage you take, and the more vulnerable they become. Now the weapons I'm using is carronades all the way around, and I'm using the Leopold 3. And the carronades are they're good for flooding. Let's take a look at it. They have Riptide, adds 50% of damage as severe damage when the target is flooded. So as soon as you get the flooding effect on them, you start stacking up severe damage. They can't repair through that unless they are a bark. So every shot that you take once you have severe damage on them, and it's quick, it builds up quick, you get severe damage. The armor I'm using it's very rare right now. We shouldn't have access to it as far as I know, because that boss isn't supposed to be spawning in the game. But there have been random occurrences of the level 16 Lee spawning in the game that drops the Phoenix Crest, the Phoenix Talon, the Bloody Banner, and there's another furniture, I can't remember the name of it. But this furniture is awesome. I love this, this armor is awesome. I love it. It's great against burning. It's good against it. It's okay against explosive and flooding. It's okay against piercing, and it's meh against lightning. But this perk here, Revile. Every hit received while bracing will build up taunt status effect on an attacking enemy. And whenever they have the taunt status effect, they do 50% less damage. Now, Gloat increases break strength recovery by 100% for each enemy with the taunted status effect that is actively targeting your ship, up to a maximum of 10 enemy ships. The more stuff that has taunt on them that is actively targeting you, the more brace strength recovery you build up. You can build up 1,000% brace strength recovery, meaning you basically never run out of bracing. And if they have taunt on them, they do 50% less damage. And that we haven't even gotten to the furniture yet. Now the furniture, we are using Iron Capstan. Reduces damage taken by 15% and increases threat generation by 100% while anchored. This is a stationary build. You don't do anything other than spin around in a circle. Now, if they run away from you, say if you're doing a hostile takeover or PvP or whatever, and they run away from you, then you move and get near them and stop and start attacking them. Once you're anchored, boom, 15% less damage. We're using the Spirit Locker because less brace depletion whenever you have a status effect. 15% more brace strength, 7% more armor. We're using beam support, 7% more hull health, 7% more armor. We're using density furnace to increase the charge rate of flooding and increase the duration of flooding. So, the longer they stay flooded, the more severe damage you do to them. This is another furniture, or this is another item that, as far as I know, you can only get off of the level 16. And it is the Braced Gunwales. Reduces incoming secondary damage by 50% while anchored. Increases deceleration by 75% while dropping anchor. So, what this does is even more damage reduction whenever you're not moving. And if you do have to move and you want to come to a stop to get all that damage reduction from the Iron Capstan and from this to go into effect quicker, that 75% deceleration allows you to stop on a dime. And the Braced Gunwales, Culverin Works, to increase your flooding damage and piercing with the carronades. And it helps. It helps. Carronades don't do a lot of damage. I mean, they're not bad. But the good thing about them is they're upper and lower deck. So on this ship, you have 8 cannons on either side, 4 in the front, 2 in the back. So you're looking at 22 cannons. Upper and lower deck guns are nice. Okay, now let's go over where you get stuff. Culverins, now they can't be traded. Carronades, they can't be traded for anymore because they made it where anything that was season pass exclusive cannot be traded. But you can get it from legacy chests. You can get them. You can buy them from Blackwood currently for, I can't remember how many jade, but you can get them from Blackwood. Your Leopold you can craft at the blacksmith. The armor only comes off of the level 16 Lee, so it's hard to come by now. I got lucky. The furniture, the Iron Capstan, you can craft. Spirit Locker comes off Black Aria chest off of Armand Huback. Beam supports Those come off of one of the Ungawa convoys, if I'm not mistaken. Density Furnace is a blueprint you can buy from Rama. The braced gunwells, as far as I know, that only comes off of the level 16 Lee fight. And Culverin Works you can craft at your carpenter. Now, let's see if there's anything that we can go fight. Okay. We have a Lee fight in 40 seconds. So, we are going to grab our good brace food, which is this one. I don't like trying to pronounce that one, so we're going to grab one. I didn't mean to transfer that many. And let's go over and do the Lee fight. Now, this does not put out massive amounts of burst damage. So in a solo fight, it does drag on just a little bit, but not too terribly bad. That's a good race food. There's one other person here it looks like we're going to be fighting with. Fun shit to play around with. I have stood up two people in a hostile takeover with this and beat both because they could hardly do any damage to me. Get a status effect on you, clear it with the explosion. Your auxiliary is often as you can. Goes hit away. Go. Like I said, it's not the quickest, but it's a fun little ship. You can put out some pretty good damage, especially with that extra flooding damage and the severe damage whenever they are flooded. Works great in PvP. And whenever you're just sitting there and they are seeing very low numbers, you're not even having to heal. All you're doing every now and then is clearing some status effects. It's a little deterring. Now, come next week, whenever we can fight the dragon and we can get claws and we can make the Heaven's Mandate lightning culverins, I will be doing another video on a lightning build for this ship. Actually, probably a couple. A very tanky lightning build and an AoE lightning build to specifically use in like convoys where you've got a lot of ships around you. So stuff will bounce. You'll get the storm effect. You'll use the lightning armor. I've got ideas. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment. You know how you feel. Thanks for watching Dreadlock Gaming. Keep an eye out for more Skull and Bones videos soon, and I will have more soon. Hit that like and subscribe button and leave a comment. It helps the algorithm. Also, check out my buddy on Banished Souls Official on YouTube. Come join us on Banished Souls Discord. The links are below. And remember, never give up the ship.